watching Omnis Protocol. I am Charles, also known as Omnis, and today I want to talk about Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight. These two characters have only kind of released in probably about half of the world at the moment, but they are super exciting. The first characters that we have from the Black Order, and they bring some really interesting things to potentially any team, because both of these characters have a wonderful stat line that allows them to do some very impressive and aggressive maneuvers. So let's take a look at this first. Just with their sheer movement stats, I'll facilitate them to be able to do. So if you take a look over here, we've got both of them set up. And first we're going to show off just what Proxima can do. Obviously, long move. This is how far across the table that she can get. She can absolutely reach across the table, go after an opponent's crisis immediately as a turn one play. No problem. I mean, any character with a long move can do that. But the fact that she's got invulnerability to go along with that, that is great. So we can also take a look at Corvus. Because of his medium movement plus a 50mm base, that also allows him to make this sort of play. As you can see, that extra base size allows him to get there, even though a normal medium mover absolutely would not be able to. So let's just take a quick look at Cap, just so you can kind of get a figure for how far your normal medium movement character can get across the board. And as you can see, they're going to fall just short of being able to reach your opponent's extract. And so they don't quite facilitate that kind of move unless you have some sort of tactics card or some other extra ability to help them get there. So from there, you can already see there's some really cool aggressive plays that you can make with these characters. And because of that invulnerability that both of them have, they're going to be able to survive that sort of play even better. But now let's talk about what they can do kind of in conjunction as the odd couple. So because of their ability where one can activate immediately after the other one, and it does not cost any power, you can do something like this. So check this out. You can see that Proxima can move up, take an extract on your side of the board, and then move over, let's say using Extremis console as an example, she can grab that extract, move over to the console, and then she's still within range 4, so Corvus can immediately activate. So with that in mind, you can now have Corvus move all the way across the board, grab your enemy's extract and yours. What this does for you is, oftentimes, if you make an aggressive play to go after someone's extract, they will immediately look at which characters they can do that with and try to make that sort of play. And if you do something like this, where you take an entire side of the board, all you have to do is have a good drop off or some sort of really explosive play set up on the other side of the table, like what we showed in episode 1, where you could do like an Ultron plus Venom or an Ultron plus Killmonger, something like that, you could have set up on that right-hand side to scare your opponent out of coming after your own extract. So now let's take this all one step further. Let's go to Crazy Town, because obviously Corvus Glaive can take the time gem. Man, it's 2 threat though. Obviously this is a 4 threat character who's not, I mean, he's above average survivability, but for a 6 threat, putting him on the same level as Hulk, is that really worth it? So I thought I'd show a really cool example of what you can do with Corvus if he's got the time gem, even as a turn 1 play. So if you check this out, because of Avengers being able to discount your first ability, you can still set him up for this same kind of maneuver, have Proxima use her movement, do exactly as we were just talking about. You would have her take the evacuation, the civilian on your side of the board, move over, sit on the console, and then have Corvus activate first and be able to utilize the Avengers affiliation. So you can then immediately activate Corvus Glaive. And at that point, you use the Avengers ability in conjunction with the Time Stone to only have it cost 1, and because he has the stone, means that he actually has 2 power, so he's able to spend 1, get a 3rd action, so he can double move, pick up your enemy evacuee, and then walk backwards. And because of that position, you can then, the next turn, have Captain America walk up to defend the Extremis console and have him set to bodyguard for him. So you have a character that's getting extra power, so his chances of being able to evacuate that civilian early on is very likely. It makes him a big target, which means you probably get some power on him. and you've got Captain America to help protect him, and he's already got invulnerability. So the small attacks you probably don't have to worry about, and you can just save the bodyguard for the bigger, heavier, spendier accounts. So from there, I mean, I hope this has gotten you excited to take a look at both Corvus and Proxima, because the conjunction of the two is going to create some really interesting dynamics on the table. And I hope you end up exploring those, coming up with some great combos. So take what you've learned here, tell me what you think. Go ahead and explore. Tell me, is it worth it? Is it end up being valuable for you to put Corvus and Proxima into Avengers? Because obviously Proxima doesn't mind the Avengers bonus, but that's not normally something that's as big of a deal to Corvus. So try it out. Let me know what you think. Obviously, I would love a subscription on the channel so you can always be notified when I have more of these videos coming at you. But until the next one, why don't you take this advice, go hit the table, find out for me, Proxima and Corvus, are they truly OP?